Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, I'm going to react to British English versus American English versus Australian English. What are the differences? Now, this is going to be fun because, you know, all three countries super close in terms of political relationships and culture and things like that. We all share the same language, but as with any, you know, sovereign state, there's going to be uniqueness and variations here and there that pop up in the language. You know, when a group of people have been, put together and isolated for a long time, they're going to form their own vernacular and stuff like that. And it's going to be cool to see how it differs between the three countries. You know, I'm familiar with quite a bit of American slang, but I'm sure there's tons and tons and tons that I don't know. I probably know about 0.1%, the stuff that I've, seen or heard in movies and TV shows. Much less so in Australian English because I've not really seen much Australian TV. So yeah, this video I'm sure is going to be super informative and fun, to be honest. So yeah, let's do it.
Hello! Hi, I'm Christina and I'm from the USA.
Hello, I'm Lauren and I'm from the UK.
Hi, I'm Grace and I'm from Australia.
I think
so.
Definitely.
Yeah.
At least for Australia, we tend to really shorten our words.
Yeah.
So
Shrimp
what
on
would
the
be a
barbie.
regular word in perhaps British English or American English, Australians.
You see that kangaroo over there?
That's we're lazy.
I think maybe some of ours might be similar compared to American, but definitely like garbage and rubbish is the immediate one that comes to my brain.
Definitely.
I think the US will be a little bit different than you guys. Maybe you guys will have some of the similar vocabulary.
Yeah.
But I've heard
would imagine.
Australian words, some are just like totally different, right?
Yeah.
I've heard some Australian words, I'm like, I never heard that before, but there's some words in the UK I've heard before, but I'm always learning new Australian words. So.
But to be fair, we do take a lot of American words because we watch a lot of American TV.
Yeah. I think the whole world is like that, the whole world consumes American TV and movies, so it's like naturally the slang's going to spread around.
So maybe we'll be more similar than you think.
Maybe, let's find out.
The odd one out again.
Chips.
In the US, we would call that French fries.
Yeah.
In the UK, we say chips.
In Australia, we also call them chips, but hot chips.
Ah,
Yeah,
hot chips.
Because we have chips and chips. You've got to be specific.
Okay.
I'm guessing they're cold
What
chips are the
about
stuff
like
you get
potato
in
chips?
potato
You just call it
chips.
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 And then that's hot chips.
But if you want to be specific, they're hot chips.
I see.
Okay. But what if it's like in the fridge from like the night before? Cold chips.
Cold hot chips.
Chips that will soon be hot, like once more.
Yeah. I got you.
It's candy floss.
In the US, we call this cotton candy. Oh, sorry, my accent's coming out. Cotton candy.
Cotton
In the
candy.
UK, we say candy floss.
In Australia, we call this
Fairy floss.
So cute. It sounds so cute.
Because it looks like it's made by fairies.
That's so sweet.
Actually, when I saw the picture, that was the first word that came into my brain was cotton candy, and then I was like, wait,
Really?
what do we say?
Yeah.
Where am I from again?
Where am I from?
You hear cotton candy a lot.
Yeah. No, we just use fairy floss.
So cute. I've never heard that before, but I've heard of candy floss, but fairy floss.
Fairy floss is so cute.
It's so
Cotton candy. Where did that come from? Because there's no cotton in there. Oh, maybe because it looks like cotton. Duh. I can't believe I didn't work that out.
sweet.
Flip-flops.
Okay, in the US, we would call that like flip-flops, flippy floppies. No, not flippy floppies.
Flippy flop.
It's like from that song, I got my flippy floppies.
No, I don't know.
Never heard that song before.
In the UK, we also say flip flops.
In Australia, we call these thongs.
Thongs?
Like the thong for your foot, thong for your butt. It's the
I
How
get
would you
it.
like,
I
sorry, I
get
gotta
it.
grab my thong really quick.
Well,
What would you think?
plural.
Would you think those
just
thongs
Well,
or
we-
the other thongs?
Well, we would say thongs is the plural is for your feet because you never wear more than one.
What if you were
thong.
like on the beach and then you
got
lost
just
one
a
and you're like,
thong.
wait, I lost
I
my
lost my
thong.
I mean, we like to live life on the edge
Okay,
in Australia, so.
In our country, the thong is a type
Yeah,
of
it's a, you know, it's like
the
a
same shape.
it's like underwear.
Flip string, so
Yeah.
A certain type of
It
underwear.
does.
it could be confusing if we came to
Yeah.
Australia.
I'm just gonna go buy some thongs, like, oh, just put my thongs on.
Yeah. If you said that in the US, it would definitely mean like the underwear.
Yeah.
Thongs.
Maybe it means both. You never know.
Trainers.
So
Or sneakers, as my American pals like to call them.
US we would call it sneakers.
In the UK, we would say trainers, or we have like a million words for it, but trainers.
Yeah, trainers is the
If
main
they're
one.
more like a branded, like a fancy pair, we would say sneakers.
Ah.
But for general running shoes, we just call them
Joggers.
Oh. Because you train in them and you jog in them.
Okay.
What about
Or you sneak in them.
these though? Like not these.
Yeah, those are joggers, like, you know, jogging bottoms, like what I'm wearing here. If I could show you my leg, I can't stretch that much, but you know, like tracksuit bottoms.
But joggers, jogging bottoms.
Oh, you guys call
We call them joggers.
everything's pants. Pants.
Same, yeah.
Petrol station,
In the US, gas station.
gas station.
In the UK, petrol station.
In Australia, we call this a servo.
A servo.
Oh,
It's like a
Servo? Service station.
Service station. But nobody has time to say service stations,
Nobody has time to say service station.
so we just call it
Really?
servo.
You like to keep things short.
Yeah.
Huh?
Super
I
short.
knew she was gonna say something like weird. It's cool.
I like it. I like
yeah.
it. I love Australian words. They're pretty
Yeah.
cool, you know? Make it short. Gas station is such a
Servo.
mouthful, right? Okay.
Cinema.
In the US, you would call it
Movie
movie
theater.
theater.
Movie
In
theater.
the UK, we would call it cinema.
In Australia, we call it movies.
Sometimes in
That's
the
fair
US,
enough.
I would also say,
We go to the movies?
me and my friends are going to the movies.
Yeah.
But usually we would say like, yeah, the movie theater.
We would
Sounds
say
really
I'm
fancy.
going to watch a film.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna watch a film, but like that could be like on your computer.
Yeah, it's
When I
quite
think
vague.
film, I
It's not
think of, like,
specific
black and
enough.
white film.
Me too. It sounds like, yeah.
No, we never call it film. We just say movies.
We say movies, not film.
Oh, no.
No, film sounds like proper English. Though. That's
Exactly.
the thing.
Sounds
Like
really fancy.
it's because we do our own thing. Like we know that you guys.
It's weird. Like if I'm filming this right now, so I guess film is the action of doing it. But then to watch a film, I would say movie, unless it was like a film. It's weird, isn't it? How language is strange like that.
You guys say the proper words for things. We're just like rebels, you know.
It's a phone, mobile.
In the US, we would call this cell phone.
In the UK, we would call it mobile or mobile phone.
In Australia, we just call it a phone. Just a phone. Yeah.
Very
Everything
simple.
is short, like I said.
But what about like your home phone?
Phone.
That's also a phone.
How do you
yeah.
tell the difference?
I suppose if you wanted to be specific,
You'd say
you have
my
a
phone or your
mobile
phone.
In recent times, people only really use a mobile phone. They don't really use a landline.
That's what we call it too, landline.
A landline, which is the phone that's in your house.
Ah, right.
So, I mean, my house back in Australia, we don't have a landline, so everyone just has their phone, which would be their
Same.
mobile phone.
I mean, we still have a landline, but nobody uses it. Like, nobody calls it anymore. Like, do you guys still use landlines? You know, the wired phone in your homes? Trolley. It's a trolley.
Aha. In the US, we would call this like shopping cart or just cart.
In the
Oh
UK,
my
we
god.
would
Guys, when you were a kid, like shopping with your mum, like for groceries, did your mum ever like leave you at the till or the checkout and say, I'm gonna quickly go and get something? And did you like fill with anxiety thinking like as you're getting closer and closer to the checkout person and your mum's not back and you're like, I don't have any money?
call it trolley.
I don't know why that
Australia,
memory
we
just
also
came
call it
back.
a trolley.
Trolley.
Trolley like reminds me of like those above ground trains. Like in the US, if we hear trolley, like it would be like those, you know, those trains.
An overground?
Yeah, like trolley. Yeah, like those two.
Yeah.
We wouldn't think of a cart or trolley. Sorry.
Interesting. It's a sandwich.
In the US, we would call it a sandwich.
In the UK, we would say sandwich or
sarnie.
sarnie.
Yeah,
In
shorten it.
Australia, we would say sandwich, or to shorten it, a sanger.
A sanger.
Go to the store and buy a sanger.
Sanger.
Or I might go for a sanger.
It's a toasty or a toasted sanger.
Egg and bacon
No, we
sanger.
have so many words for sandwich. Like we have sarnie, we have bap, we have bread roll, we have
What was the second one?
bap.
Bap.
Bap?
Yeah, or butty. I would say
Bacon butty.
Butty, B-U-T-T-Y. We actually would say more than sarnie now. Ham and cheese butty or like an egg butty.
I
But
like
it
it.
depends on each region in the UK. has
Yeah, it
their
does.
own word that they use.
Of course.
That's cool.
Haircut.
Oh man, that picture, girl. That was a bad mistake.
Or the style, the cereal bowl, right?
In the US,
Bowl
we
cut.
would call that bangs.
In the UK, we would call that
Ah, the fringe, of course.
In Australia, we call it a fringe.
I've heard fringe too, but we would usually just call it bangs. Yeah.
My German friend calls it a pony.
A pony?
A pony?
I think
Then what's
that's
this
cute.
one?
Ponytail?
Tail? Okay.
I wonder where bangs came from though.
Bangs. I don't know. I can't really. I can't say.
Because you look bangs.
That is an interesting haircut.
Not in that case.
Not.
You don't really see that many people with that. Meds.
In the US, we would call it a
Oh,
drugstore.
pharmacy.
In the UK, we would call it a
Chemist.
In
Right.
Australia, we call this a pharmacy. It's just me, but when I think of drugstore, because in Australia, drugs equals like drugs. So I'm thinking of
Like proper drugs, like-
methamphetamine, marijuana being sold in a store.
Gotta edit that
I
out.
get what she means. I get what she means.
When
But
I
yeah,
hear,
that's what I think of drugstore because for us we call it medicine. Drugs is like drugs.
yeah, I think we in the US we call it medicine or drugs.
Other drugs.
Yeah, but when I hear chemist, I think of like a scientist in the lab, like making some, you know.
Yeah.
Like Walter White,
That's what I
Breaking
think of
Bad.
with chemist.
McDonald's.
This actually, it depends on where
Mackies.
in the US, because there are also slang for this, but we would call it McDonald's in the US. Or my parents and my friends, we would
Mickey
call it
D's. We
Mickey
say that here too.
Mickey
But it's more
D's.
Mackies over
I don't
here.
know if that's like an East Coast thing, but yeah, Mickey D's.
In the UK, we would say McDonald's or McDonald's, but also like America, we have different slangs. Like I personally would say Mackies
Yeah.
because I come from the north of England, but I guess some other people call it like, I don't know, I forgot the words.
In Australia we call this Macca's. Go for a Macca's run.
Oh.
Macca's
Do you
right.
not
I like
say
that.
McDicks, or have I imagined that?
What? Hello. Is that a Freudian slip?
I think yes, but I think it's like kind of like trolling a little, you know, like
Like people know what they're doing. It's
let's
like
go to
ironic.
McDick's.
Okay.
all right. But yeah, like I know, like in the East Coast, I remember my parents. We would say Mickey D's.
Oh, we would also say Mackie D's. That was the
Mackie
other word that I
D's,
was thinking
Mickey
of,
D's.
Mackie D's.
Lollipop.
In the US, we would call this candy.
In the UK,
Or sweets.
we would call these sweets.
Yeah.
In Australia we call these lollies.
Lollies. All of
Lolly?
them?
Well, lollies for me is more
I mean,
like
those
the
are
jelly
lollies for sure.
type. And then if it's
Anything
like
on a
hard
stick.
candy, we would call it candy. But just in general, they're all lollies.
The chewy ones are the lollies.
Chewy lollies. I mean, I call everything lollies.
Lolly. If I hear lolly, I just think of like the lollipop.
Lollipop.
Yeah, on a stick.
That's all we have.
That would confuse me if I went to Australia.
They give you like a jelly snake. It's like, have a lolly.
Yeah. No, that
Where's
doesn't
my
make
lollipop? I learned some new words today.
That was fun.
I'm like, I learned some new words, yeah, for sandwich and yeah, some different McDonald's. McDonald's words for McDonald's.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
definitely.
fun. I always like hearing new words. I'm especially learning new words for Australia.
Definitely.
Yeah, Australian
I was actually
vernacular.
surprised
It's pretty
how
unique.
Almost in between. There were some
Yeah.
similarities with the UK,
Yeah.
some similarities with the US, and then some things we've just
Some
obviously
crossovers.
completely
and-
made up.
That was fun. I definitely feel like the slang is starting to morph into one. I do think that over the next like 10, 20 years, the slang is going to become so similar across the Anglosphere. So among, US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the English speaking nations, just because everybody here watches Netflix, everybody here, watches HBO, we all watch pretty much the same shows, the same movies. People are just going to start speaking more and more alike, which is both good and bad, I think, because it's good it's good in the sense that if I was to go to Australia or New York or somewhere, it's going to be like just slipping in. I can just say what I want in terms of like communication and people understand me. But at the same time, you lose a little bit of that cultural identity a little bit, I guess. But I guess you can always switch it back on and off. But I don't know, it's a weird one, but really, really fun video. Really enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.